Hello ladies and gents, welcome to a new night point of view review. In front of us is the new BYD Seal U, this time EV or fully electric model. We of course have the top spec. This is the design trim. Now there's also a entry comfort trim. They do look exactly the same. This one has a larger battery. This is the front wheel drive, and it is 160 kilowatts of power or 218 horsepower. Sitting on a 19-inch, it's the same alloys, same very comfortable suspension that we had on the DMI, just a little bit different color and different interior. If I unlock the car, you can see those dynamic turn signals. The lights do the light show. If I press twice here, I'm going to open the tailgate. Real quick, you saw it the last time, so I'm not going to go through that. Let's just focus on the difference in some of the Seal U EV. So let me get in. Now we have the light interior. It does look quite nice and a little bit roomier. Now if we press the power button, turn on the car, well, we have a good sound system. I will demonstrate that a little bit if you're for the first time in this video. Okay, let me just see if there's anything else. Great song. I don't think there's any international music, let's call it that way, or anything in English. It's domestic music past midnight in Croatia. But we're going to focus on the car itself. Now, you can press here and disable the speed trim. I realize you don't need to go into ADAS, safety assist, and then find this one. It's still here, but I think when you press that one, you should disable it for the rest of the drive. Another detail, this light here is, I guess, only for the EV. It's here and it goes off when you're driving, so it's not distracting. I'm gonna stay on the embedded navigation. I'm just gonna show this once. You can reorient the screen. BYD is going to actually remove this feature in the future cars. It's something they just wanted to attract people when they've launched this generation. By the way, if you have polarized sunglasses, you can't see it in this vertical, only in horizontal mode. So, you know, it has its pros and cons, and that's it. Before we start, I did reset the trip computer. As soon as you floor it a little bit, it goes, you know, up. I will basically reset this one, and we're gonna see how it's gonna be this drive. I'm driving in normal and I'm in high. Now I did a power consumption test, my standard night drive open road simulation, driving between 60 and 80 kilometers per hour, anticipating when to brake, so gentle acceleration and recuperation. My lowest was actually 16 kilowatts per 50 kilometers. It was getting close to 17 mostly, yeah, sometimes 18, but as soon as you drive it like normal car and you speed up a little bit faster, it just goes to 20, 21. The average on this car is in energy, if you saw the day review, in 11,000 kilometers, 21.2, which is, I believe, if I saw correctly, the WLTP average. Enough talking, let's head out. Okay, I did get out real quick, but it's not a problem. Let me just turn on the cameras here because I have some street lights. You can see 3D excellent around you. You can see the transparent below you. All the cameras, the markings, excellent resolution. I'm pretty sure you already saw that if you watched the DMI or the plug-in hybrid Seal U, which was a really good car. This is the same, it just has the larger battery and doesn't have the petrol, but it is a pretty good EV. I have to say, I do like it a lot. For good reason, the Chinese are conquering other markets outside China. In this case, it's the European market. It's just not European, it's also Middle Eastern. They're now going to also South America. I don't think they've launched in the North America yet, but you know, they're grabbing attention, they're grabbing customers. And this year, for the incentives for companies, BYD was the most ordered car, which tells a lot. Now, let me start talking about the price. The entry model has only around a little bit more than 10 kilowatts less in the battery. This battery is actually quite big battery. It's an LFP battery, which is great. 400 volt architecture, but it is 87 kilowatts. That's a lot. This is a heavy SUV. It's more than 2 tons, but overall, I think it should be good. It should be able to do 300-kilometer trip. I'm going to do that in a separate video. Hopefully, Zagreb to Zadar drive. So we're going to see in the winter how this performs and how much we can squeeze out of the battery on the highway. Now, you can see suspension is very comfortable. 218 horsepower. Yeah, it's like standard Volkswagen ID3 or ID4 for this SUV comparison. It's pretty decent for a daily driver, I would say. You know, you don't need more than this. You know, it's always good to have more horsepower, but I think this is definitely not underpowered for the weight of the car. It is nice, and I'm not gonna say fast, but it's punchy when you need it. It's an EV, so an instant acceleration. It works good. It works good, and it's a joy to drive. It's nice and smooth and quiet. All the good stuff that you get in EV. And I tried pushing it a little bit harder in a bend today, since this is a front-wheel drive, just to see if the back end will kind of slip. It didn't, because of the low center of gravity. It's just super stable in the road. There might be like slight leaning, but it's actually pretty good. The suspension is very comfortable, and the downside is, because you can't have it all, of course, it's a little bit like a ship. It's if you're going over on a highway over like a bump or something, the car is just gonna go up and down. But if you had a more firmer suspension, you wouldn't have that, but then you would just feel all the bumps and the harsh road. I think this was aimed at comfortable driving and not something sporty, which I think is good. So I personally love this car for the way it is. Now, yeah, steering, we have the comfort and the sports setting, which gives you a little bit more feedback and more direct input. Overviewing the car is amazing. The seats are pretty decent. I think really after 2 hours I need to make a stop, but for most people these seats will be very comfortable, and I have very little complaints that I would mention. So despite the fact that these do not have a lumbar support, but they're still pretty good. Now, what else to say? This car has a standard heat pump. Okay, there is one con for this car, or excuse me, for the BYD. Regarding the trip computer, I realized, and someone has mentioned in the Seal review, that at some point when I was searching for a destination, it did like show a percentage. I tried that in this one and it didn't show it. I will have to go through my Seal video, but basically when I punch in I want to go to Zadar, it doesn't tell me with how much percentage I will arrive, which is a crucial information when you're driving an EV. You need to know at least a rough estimate. Will you make it, so you can plan your trip? And one of the chargers, actually one in Zadar, wasn't in the chargers list, so I couldn't precondition the battery. Luckily you can manually precondition it. The infotainment is really good. It's powered by Google, but I feel like they should learn maybe a few things from Tesla. And other car manufacturers do have an estimate for the cars, and most of them, not all also, I would say they all need to learn from Tesla, because they've kind of set the grounds for the EVs, and it is really something you need to know so you can, again, plan your trip more accurately. I'm going from Zadar to Zagreb, or back and forward on a regular basis, and I do have a good feeling for EVs, and I can tell if I'm going to make it or not. I did stretch it a few times and I made it, and I believe this car should be able to make that trip, because it has a 500 kilometer by WLTP range, which in reality should give you at least 300 kilometers. Now, what else? I think I've said it all. One of the BYD cars, I think it was a DMI Seal U, the blind spot wasn't working. In this car it is working, so I'm not sure what was that. Might have been something specific to that car or a software bug, but this car, everything works as intended. And yeah, to do a little comparison, the plug-in hybrid gives you the range regarding long trips. The EV range on the plug-in hybrid is around 70 kilometers, which is great. Maybe you can stretch it if you're on an open road. I did it on the highway and it's pretty decent. But if you want to just enjoy the EV driving, this is the car for you. Personally, I drive an EV for almost 4.5 years. I drive a Tesla, and EVs make a lot of economical sense, even the plug-in hybrids, if you have a garage and if you can charge cheaply overnight, and if you do have a night tariff, or at least at work. But otherwise, public charging stations are not very economical, and I would just stick to the fuel in that case. But many will say that the plug-in hybrids are best of both worlds. I'm not necessarily disagreeing, but I also don't agree. There's double the chance that something might go wrong. If the petrol breaks down, you have to fix it. If the EV components break down, you have to fix it. With an EV, it's just more reliable. Also, if you have a pure petrol, it's also more reliable. BYD doesn't make those. They do only make plug-in hybrids and electric vehicles. But I would just bet my money on an EV. And for those of you who might have concerns about EVs catching on fire, the BYD Blade battery is the least prone on catching on fire. Plus, they have the LFP chemistry, which also doesn't catch on fire. at least compared to the classical batteries. Now, warranty is also great. You have 8 years or 200,000 kilometers, which is more than enough. People on average drive cars 3 to 5 years and they switch it up, especially if you're leasing the car, if you do not own the car. So yeah, even with the EVs, it's even less. It's maybe like 2 or 3 years, because there's always something new. And if you want to stay up to date, or just enjoy an improved car or something that's better, you will more likely switch your car. And if it's a company car, it's again just lease, and the chances are you're gonna change it in 3 to 5 years. Okay, recuperation is same as in the Seal I've tested, and in the DMI it's very light compared to my Tesla. My Tesla is more aggressive and it just stops sooner. Also, this is not true one pedal driving. You need to use the brake to stop, and then there's the auto hold, which is good because you are using the actual brake, preventing rust buildup, which is something that happens in one pedal systems. And this acts as a classical automatic, so without auto hold it just keeps going forward. Now we're coming to the highway. You can see my power consumption is super low. It's 13. Now I will kick it to sport. So we're just gonna speed up a little bit so you can see how this can also speed up nicely. I'm gonna go a little faster in the bend here. So a little leaning, but it's stable. Okay, set the steering wheel to sport, so it's more direct, even with the small movements. Okay, so this was up to the speed limit. So I'm just gonna slow down a little bit here. So you're gonna hear the tire noise and the wind noise, and then speed up to 150. It's just a short demo. Okay, recuperating back, slowing down. So it's a nice acceleration because of the instant torque, thanks to the electric motor. So 218 horsepower doesn't maybe feel like a lot, but still it's better than any internal combustion engine in accelerating and delivering that acceleration as quickly as possible. Now, soundproof is quite decent. I think the wind has calmed down, so it's not really windy at all. You can see the long beam. It's automatic. Hopefully you can see the heads-up display as well. Now I will engage let me just engage the cameras here. Let's see. You can even see the lanes. Wow, the resolution is oh, look at this. It's like a video game. I mean, it's just a joke, of course. But yeah, you can use those. Now, let's engage the cruise control. It will keep me in the lane. I can play with the distance here and adjust the speed. So when the steering wheel is green, it will keep you in the lane. Speed up a little bit. So I'm gonna come to 130 quickly. So a little bit more tire noise, slightly more wind noise. It is a SUV. Still keeping in the bend. Now it pops a message to just confirm I'm still here. Okay, slowing down. Yeah, I would say decent soundproof. So I did test first the DMI, and it was really great for long trips and road trips, but I feel like this is going to be even better, simply because once you deplete the battery, the petrol kicks in, and it's not that much loud when you're driving, but when it starts generating power, it does tend to be a little bit more noisy and sending some vibrations to the steering wheel, which you just don't have in this one. And that's the thing about full hybrids and hybrids in general. When you deplete the battery, usually then you're left with a petrol that in some cars it's just underpowered, and if you then just feel like you're downgrading yourself when you're in the highway and you don't have the full system power. This, you have the full power all the time. Yep. So in my book, this is just much better. There's also eco mode and snow mode in this one, which we're not going to test because we don't have those conditions here, but I'm just going to keep driving in normal. Yeah, just a little speed up here. Yeah, quickly picks up the speed even if it's going uphill. It's probably even faster if you're going downhill. But overall, very pleasant family SUV that's fully electric. It's a shame that they don't have an all-wheel drive. I think I've mentioned sort of phrase, so I activated the voice assistant there. So, but that's fine. You do have it. I just don't have a need to use it. Now, we're gonna do a little 0 to 100. This car really isn't fast, but there is this sort of launch mode that measures your time. So let's see if we can beat the official time, which is actually, wait, it's not this one. It is, we go here. All right, this one. So set only when the vehicle is stopped. Yeah, I'm gonna just pass this. And yeah, let's stop here. No traffic. So always safety first, of course. Now, press the brake and acceleration, let go. Woo! Yeah, it's not really fast if you have a Tesla, but brake test. So the brakes are really good, not super aggressive, but good. Let's see here, 0 to 100 we made it 7.7. So last recorded was 8.1, which was not me. 7.7 seconds is more than the official time, which is 9.6 if I'm not mistaken. So that's pretty solid, actually, better than I've hoped for. This ramp is down, but this was my place to show you the headlights, so I'm just gonna show it like this. Yeah, you can see quite far. It's really good headlights. But let me just see if we can do one more 0 to 100. Car that passed us is far away, no one behind us. I don't think we're gonna beat this time. I did try that once before, but just one more time. It's again not really fast. It's just kind of interesting when you have this data. Oh, there's a little slipping. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, actual brake test. Okay. Oh, still the same time. Current record. Best record. Okay, I'm really not sure. I felt it was like slipping, and the time should have been, by some logic, longer. So, yeah, I'm not really sure how accurate this is. I don't have any tools to actually measure the time. I can only do it like on my editing tool and see the rough time, but that's not really that accurate. So I have to wrap up the video. Now, I would say you should go and test the Seal U, see it for yourself. I think this is a great overall SUV for the budget if you have an incentive, because this car is pretty expensive. It's 49,000 euros, but if you get an incentive, it comes close to 40, then it's not that bad. Maybe the entry trim is more attractive, to be honest. In Croatia it starts at 45,500. Then if you deduct the incentive, then it's really interesting, and it's a great cruising machine, focused on comfort, very nice and posh interior, very competitive as well in that area, backed with good technology. Now, you can hear the pedestrian warning and the winter tires. Now, if you like this video, be a cool person, give it a like, share, comment below if you watch the DMI, which one do you prefer. And yeah, that's it. This is where we end our video. I will just engage the cameras one more time. Yeah, perfect parking. Yeah, really amazing SUV. I gotta say, BYD has made really strong impressions. Even as a Tesla owner, I can say that they really make good cars. Build quality is there. Hopefully they will prove on the European market for the long term. Again, EV technology is more reliable, and Tesla has already proven that. Volkswagen has now proven with their vehicles for the most part. Of course, we're going to ignore the first batches of their electric cars in general. They all had some, let's call it hiccups or development process where they would find problems. But the second generations are good, and BYD has been making EVs almost before Tesla, but they're just popular at the time. So thumbs up for BYD. I'm gonna wrap it up here and turn off the car. I will be getting the Seal, the Sea Lion later after the new year, so stay tuned for that. And I will ask BYD to give me some more cars. I've seen that they have Auto 2, or not sure how you pronounce that in English. So I will see if they can give me that for a test as well. That would be also splendid. So I'm gonna see if I can test more BYD cars for you, just to show you this beautiful EV You probably saw it if you were watching the plug-in hybrid, but yeah, I like it. It's a really nice SUV. Gonna wrap it here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.